team, it's Natalie. Right, I'm opening up my computer because this is the Booktube Parasite Tag. Shawn the Book Maniac created this. This is his original tag, and it's about jumping onto other people's videos and you chatting about what they talk about. It's pretty easy. So I thought, why don't I start with Shawn's videos? And I found the perfect one. Shawn, can you guess which one I'm a little cranky about? You got it. It's the one where you bail on my favorite book. So let's get into this Booktube Parasite Tag. I've put you here so you can see the video as well. Tricky camera work.
Hello Booktube, I'm Shawn the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel. I really wanted to go outside today, but the weather's not cooperating. The Empress of Bailing is back. I have bailed on 3 books since you last heard from me. One was about 2 or 3 hours after you last heard from me, and that was this Australian novel, Flames by Robbie Arnott. I got stuck on the chapter called Iron, which was all about the Esk god. I believe we met him at the end of the preceding chapter, and he was a river spirit.
He's amazing.
Human form.
He was amazing.
And I got about 6 pages into that, and I just hated it so much. I don't want to read a novel that has a god in it.
Yes,
now,
you
I'm
do.
aware that there are always exceptions. For example, Aquake Ameze's Freshwater.
Freshwater.
I absolutely loved. So, you know, some books with weird stories about gods or whatever hit you right and some don't. And this one just made me sick, so I bailed immediately.
Made him
and
sick.
Glad I did. My buddy readers, I'm not going to be talking about this book very much, but I am going to talk about why bailing is the best thing about reading. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'm horrified, but I get it. I get it. It's not a book for everyone. And I feel like with Flames, for me, the discussion about the Tasmanian landscape was hitting close to home and was the beauty of that book for me. But I take on board, Shawn, that might not have been for you, but made you sick. Yeah, okay. Okay, we all have different opinions. That's what makes the booktube world go around. And I value Shawn's opinions. But for all of you out there, listen to me. Don't listen to Shawn. Flames is a really good book. It's a really great book. Oh, well, you can't win them all. So you're back up here now. I just wanted to show my live reactions to Shawn's bail on my favorite book. But now I'm just going to go through the other books, which I've written down, that Shawn, and the other points that Shawn talks about throughout his video, and see whether any take my fancy. So obviously he bailed on my favorite book. So there were 2 other bails in Shawn's video. So if he bailed on my favorite, then I might like the other 2 that he bailed on as well. So I'm just going to look them up. One is State of Emergency by Jeremy Tiang. So it's about the leftist movements and political detentions in Singapore and Malaysia, and follows a family from the 40s to the present day. I think I would like that one. That sounds interesting to me. I want to read it, Shawn. Even though you said you bailed. This doesn't mean I don't value your opinion. I can see it coming across as that, but I do. I really do. And then the next one I don't think I would like. It's a revenge book. It's called The Victim by P.D. James. Wow, P.D. James, she's written a lot. There's a big murder mystery series here. I wouldn't like this. I'm with Shawn. I'm not into revenge stuff, but the author, P.D. James, sounds really interesting. And there's a Cordelia Gray series. Has anybody heard of that one? The first one in the Cordelia Gray series is called The Unsuitable Job for a Woman. Yeah, murder mysteries just aren't my thing because I've just been burned by too many where I can tell you who the murderer is after 10 pages. It really frustrates me. It could be one of my pet peeves, my pet reading peeve. That's why I love the Agatha Christie and the Sherlock Holmes, because I can't work those out. I just feel like every kind of possible scenario has been laid out before. So people just have to recycle it. But yeah, I'm a bit reluctant. But if anybody's read the P.D. James Murder Mystery series and say, they're good and you can never pick them, let me know. Let me know. And then Shawn talked about The Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. I have read The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri and it was fabulous. So there's an initial hesitation there because I don't do short stories. I'm not practiced enough at them. So maybe if I do pick them up, it would be hers. But it is about Indian immigrants moving to America, and that just, anything to do with India, we all know that. So I've added that to my Goodreads want to read list for sure. So the next book that Shawn talked about is Foreign Soil by Maxine Beneba-Clark, and she's an Australian author, so yay to that. She wrote The Hate Race as well, which I haven't read, and it's been quite celebrated. Again, this is short stories, but she's Australian. Click, it's on my want to read list. We then moved on to Shawn talking about his 3 stars and how that's not a good score. And for him, in his rating, it's like 60%. So, and 60% isn't a good score. It's just above average. And I wanted to just say I have the same philosophy. For me, 3 stars is a meh book. Like, it's not terrible, but it didn't do anything for me. So when I rate a book 3 stars, I would not recommend it to anyone. I just wanted to kind of say that I'm on the same page as Shawn there. Lots of people have different ideas about that stuff. And it's so interesting how, you know, I look at somebody's 3-star or 4-star book and I think, oh God, that'd be great to read, where for them, their scales might be completely different. So for me, a 5-star read is just amazing, beautiful writing and something that's thought-provoking and challenging and all that sort of stuff. And then a 4-star book for me is the thought-provoking, challenging stuff like The Illuminaries. This is me editing. I can't believe that I just said The Illuminaries when it was The Immortalists. Like, I just finished that book. There's that memory for me. Righto. Back to the Natalia who doesn't remember what book she's read. But it just didn't have the beautiful writing to go with it. And then 3 stars is kind of the meh, average, kind of didn't light my fire. 2 stars is, that was really bad. And 1 star is, my God, that was terrible. And I have done that lately, reading the Stella Prize shortlist, but shh. Okay, we're moving on to Bottled Goods by who? Sophie Van Leeuwen. And that's flash fiction. So if I don't like short stories, I'm not going to like flash fiction. I also saw Doris from Aldi Books read this as well, and she was whacked out by the end. So no, sorry, I'm out of that. So the next book was The Gulf by Anna Spargo Ryan. She's an Australian author, so I've always wanted to read her. And this cover, I agree, Shawn, it's beautiful. The fact that Shawn's liking it is cool. It's interesting to me. I wouldn't have picked this up myself. Kind of looks like the moving from the city, going to a country town because, you know, the family broke down or there's some issues. You know, like it's kind of the same old cliche Australian fiction storyline. But because you're enjoying it so much, Shawn, I'm going to pick it up as well. Ah! I already want to read it. I already had it on my list. There you go. Oh, and then Finding Eliza. Yes, this was about some sort of shipwreck, and this woman was on this island, and then her account of her interaction with the First Nations people that she has essentially invaded their land on is very different to the actual account, and then talking through of that. This sounded amazing, and this was written by Larissa Behrendt? How do you say her name? Give me a second. I have one of her books called Home that was on my Aussie April TBR that I never got to, that I was really looking forward to reading. How do you say that name? Behrendt. Anyway, yeah, and this one looks amazing. It's about a woman finding her, you know, Indigenous roots. So when you held up Finding Eliza, I was pumped because it was by that same author. So I'm definitely getting to that book. Hang on, I've just got to put it on the list. And then comes Ghost Wall. I was pumped when I saw this video because it was one that I wanted to pick up and I can't get it at my library, and I was just about to order it online, and then I saw that little video that you did later on saying why you didn't like it. So I quickly took that out of my book cart online. I'm so sad that this didn't work out well for you. It does sound like a great book. The premise of it sounds amazing, but not meant to be. And then Shawn moved on to 7 novels that he's starting. The Heyday in the Blood. It's Welsh. I need to look that up before I can commit to that. So it's The Heyday in the Blood by Geraint Goodwin, set in a village on the Welsh-English border. It's a passionate novel of love and its consequences. Passionate. Betty's the daughter of the pub landlord and she's got 2 men after her. Her aggressive redhead cousin. No, she's only got 1 man after her. And Evan, the dreamy miller and would-be poet. I mean, Evan's the clear choice then, no? Oh, it's not just her future that depends upon her decision. For she and the village are positioned precariously on borders of class, nation, language and changing times. So the fate of the village depends on her not choosing her cousin? Who's aggressive? Okay. It's got me interested. And I think Charlotte from Tide Mama Tries to Read recommended this to Shawn, and I value her opinion as well, so it's on the list. The next book is Transparent City by Onjaki, and as I'm scrolling down to look at it, it says Shawn Mooney marked it as did not finish. So Shawn's already DNF'd this book. There's melancholic Ondonato. He's looking for his lost son. And as things go on, his flesh becomes transparent and his body increasingly weightless. I think, no, thank you. So the next is Cousin Bet by Balzac. This was first published in 1846. Very cool. So Bet's a spinster in Paris. The man she's in love with wants to marry her cousin and then she needs revenge on that and she wants to ruin everyone. It's a gripping tale of violent jealousy. Fabulous. The bourgeois society of the 1840s in Paris. Want to read? Definitely. On the list. So many books, Shawn. My goodness. And we've got That Long Silence by Shashi Deshpande. Okay, this is India. Set in Bombay. Done. On the list. Very easy. Very easy choice. The next book is The Garden of Evening Mists by Tan Tuana Eng, and I already have this on my want to read list. So it's in Malaya in 1949. I mean, yeah. Asian literature. I mean, I can't get enough of it. I really can't get enough of it. So tick, good one. The next one is Sightseeing by Ratawut Oish. I'll put the thing up there. I cannot say that. I'm sorry. But this is short stories again. I'm out. No, not going to happen. We've got another short story collection and this is called Too Much Happiness by Alice Munro. And Shawn referenced Steve Donoghue in this and said something. Maybe Steve said that Alice Munro was no good or this book was no good. I don't know. I need to kind of find out. So if anyone knows what that is all about, Steve Donoghue being cranky with Alice Munro, I don't know. But needless to say, I'm sure this is great. It's just not for me. No short stories are for me at the moment. I think I'm not going to get better at reading short stories if I don't read them, right? But I kind of have to pick and choose which ones. So I'll wait till Shawn's read this and see what he thinks of it. And then I might put it on the list. But I'm not going to go in blind on a short story collection, that's for sure. And then the last one is Glittering City by another name. Shawn, I just want to say you are really, really good at pronunciation. I wish I could do that better. And I don't mean to be ignorant by not knowing how to say those names, but I just feel, I would feel worse if I said it incorrectly. But I admire the way that you're able to roll all of these beautiful names off your tongue. So it's Cyprian Ekwensi? Yes. This is one of these little classic things. Which, it's the Penguin Modern Classic, the 50 books, which I'm not going to buy the 50 books. I wonder if you can buy them individually. Anyway, that might be a library search. Holy moly, gosh, you read some books, Shawn. I admire the books you read. I love the kind of books that you read. They're always something different that I've never heard of. So thank you for introducing me to new things. That makes up for the fact that you didn't like my favorite book. But I think we can still be friends. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we will still be friends. So yeah, there's the Booktube Parasite Tag. I'll link the video below so you can see all of Shawn's views on all these things. And it's a great video because when the Empress of Bailing comes back, she's wonderful to watch. So that's it. If you've read any of the books, want to chat with me about anything, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye, Shawn. Bye, everyone.